Hello, everyone. Would like to welcome you to our broadcast today. We're going to be hearing from the convener of the Take It Back movement and former presidential candidate, actually, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, in the person of Omoyele Sowore. He's going to be with us in a few minutes. Excuse me. I just want to advise that you share this video and that you invite as many people as possible because this will be his first broadcast to the global family. And so it is important that we spread this as wide as possible. Um, we'll be connecting with our studios in Abuja very soon. We'll be connecting with our studios in Abuja shortly, but we want to make sure that everybody is on board before we bring him in for this very important uh, event. So please share this video. Please go ahead and share this video and let's bring everybody on. Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. It's good to see you guys. You made it to this new year. This year is going to be a very different year for all of us. Revolutionary greetings to everybody who made it to this year. Last year was very rough, but we did not give up. So thank God that you guys made it to this year. I'm so glad to see you. Please share this video. Share this video right now. Just share the video, and we're going to have our convener join us very, very shortly. Please share this video. Share this video right now. Just click on the share button and share this video. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it on your Twitter, share it on Instagram. This is how we're starting the year. Yes, Happy New Year, Omojali Monday. And make sure you subscribe if you're watching us on the TIB TV. I know we are streaming in so many other TV stations, but please make sure that you subscribe to TIB TV. We have a lot of things that are lined up for you. You will not believe your eyes. We're going to hit you very, very hard. And we're going to let the Nigerian government know that 2022, we're not joking. It's not going to be business as usual. We've given them enough time to make amends. We've given them enough time to do the right thing. But hey, what do you know? They still continue to do what they were doing. So we got a lot of programming for you this year that will make you be glad that you encountered the Take It Back movement. Okay, so please let's share the video. Let's share the video, please. Let's share the video as much as possible. Come on, guys, let's share the video. Let us share the video. Yeah, we're getting ready to join our studio in Abuja. You guys know how it is. We're reaching you from the global headquarters of the Take It Back movement, and we are going to be joined live from our Abuja studios to bring you guys the first 2022 broadcast by the convener of the Take It Back movement and presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in the person of Omoyele Sowore. We're going to have him talk to us in a short while. Just help us share this video. There are so many broadcasts that are going on right now, but yes, it was coincidentally planned that way so that the administration understands that there is unity amongst the oppressed, and we have decided to make our voices known in an orchestrated manner. So don't be surprised when you see that we are having this broadcast happening simultaneously, both in this station, both in other organizations, both in other media places. There is a reason why this is happening. The government will not understand it, especially the government of Nigeria, but I hope that makes them understand that this year we are not joking. Thank you so much, OBJ Steve. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Omojali Monday. Thank you very much. James Victor, The Real Lagos, Shemi Adisa, Vera Okotie, Christopher Okuaye, Fresh Olude, New Dash TV. I see all of you, F.A. Williams. I see you, Kayode, Baba Yomi. I see all of you. I see all of you. We are waiting on our studio in Abuja, Nigeria, to get us connected, and we would have Mr. President give us his speech. So just hold on for us and we will get started. But while we're waiting to get started, you can just go ahead and share the video. You can go ahead and share the video with anybody that you think should be listening to this. You know, it is important that people listen to this. All right. Okay. Okay. Let us get this going. Ladies and gentlemen, we we have the singular pleasure of bringing into our studio and joining us live in our Abuja studios the convener of the Take It Back movement and the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. Mr. Omoyele Sowore, good evening, sir.
Good evening and Happy New Year, Dr. Chidi. How are you today, sir?
I am fine, Mr. President, and how are you?
Oh, I'm very good. We're about to commence our broadcast to the people of Nigeria at home and abroad uh, this day. So
Yes.
before we commence, let me wish our people. Well, I don't know whether to say it's a Happy New Year because things are not looking up around here that much or that well. As for us to fleetingly refer to this as a Happy New Year, but it's definitely going to be an interesting year for the struggle for the liberation of Nigerian people.
Go ahead, Mr. President. The floor is yours.
Well, we'll be joining you shortly. We're setting up completely. We had some delays regarding network fluctuations in our part of Abuja. So please grant us a few minutes and you'll hear from us. I will try and make it a little bit interactive as well, because I understand that a lot of people have been waiting to hear from us, because we have engaged the Nigerian system uh, immensely, immensely with a lot of fights. And last since 2018, as I like to say, we've been fighting to expand the democratic space in Nigeria, and this is 2022. Uh, we have been through a lot. We've seen so much and done so much together collaboratively between ourselves here on the ground and those of our brothers and sisters in diaspora. We've worked together with people in the north, in the southeast, in the southwest, and in every part of Nigeria. We've intervened on behalf of people who are languishing in detention across the country. We have stopped a lot of activities of this very repressive regime uh, in Nigeria. So just let's commence shortly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was just a brief appearance by our guest tonight, the convener of the Take It Back movement, and also the convener of the Revolution Now movement. There's so many things that has happened that we tend to even forget. Don't forget that all of these are platforms through which, like you heard him, we have engaged the government. And I need you to know something. We are not stereotyped here. We are not like we are not like these people that we're trying to tell to move out of the way. We are the new generation. We do things differently, you know. That's why don't expect I hope you people did not expect to come and hear dun 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 Nigeria. We heard, then you now see the president say, the country of my people is a people, and reading an edited speech. No, no, that's not who we are. We are the now people, like we are current, so we do things a lot differently. So if you were thinking that, you know, you are going to come here and see the usual thing, well, sorry for you. We do it differently, and we are not bound by any rules and regulations. We are free-spirited people, and the president has requested that he's going to join us. They're dealing with the network issues there in Abuja, as is well expected. You guys know how it is. They are dealing with those network issues, and as soon as they're done with it, he's going to speak to us. And if you notice, we said New Year address with Omoyele Sowore. So it's not a situation where he's coming to dump on us. He's not coming to tell us how this will be, how that will be, how he is coming to speak with us, not speak to us, not talk to us. He's going to talk with us. So it's going to be interactive. He's going to tell us how things have been, and he's going to hear from us. Okay, we're going to leave a line where you guys can call in, but that will be much later in the activities of today. And as soon as he is ready, he will notify us, and we would bring him in. But the most important thing is that you need to be sharing this video right about now. As soon as Mr. President is ready, he will tell me he's ready, and we will bring him in on the screen, and we will continue. But please go ahead and share this video. Share this video. I can see that there are some signal issues from their end because the signal keeps going on and off, but I'm sure they're battling to rectify that. It's expected. It is expected. That's what we are fighting. That's what we are trying to deal with. That's what this whole thing is all about. That we are fighting a system that could have been much, much better than what it is right now. But just a few people just sit on this system and mess it up for the rest of us. And we've had enough. We've had enough. Yes, welcome all of you that are here. Reason Click Media, Omolara Alagbala, Wale Gold, Adenike Fajike, all of you, Mr. Kings, I see you, Abdurrahman, Abdul Majid, there's a rock. I see all of you. I see all of you. So, like I said, as soon as we get the signal uh, from Mr. President, we will bring him in. He was already ready, and he came and he chatted with us just a few seconds, but they are fixing some technical glitch from their side. I see all of you, Babalola Comedy Channel. Yes, so I see you, Robert Owoyele. I see you, Ali Don't TV. A lot of our media people are gathered here. That's what we expect this year. We're not going to keep quiet. This year, we're going to fight. Before, we used to fight with the pen. This year, we're going to fight with our social media platform. We're going to fight with our keyboards. We're going to fight with our phones. We're going to fight with our iPads. We're going to fight on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. Never you think that social media is not a very important tool. That's about the most strongest weapon you have right now. It used to be the pen was mightier than the sword, but right now it is that your device, your mobile device, is mightier than the gun. I tell you. So it's good to see all of you here gathered. You can still invite more people. There's plenty of us. It is a new year. We are starting with a bang. We are starting with a big bang. That's what we're doing. Yes. Akimusi AE, I see you. Uh, uh, One of our Facebook users, I also see you. Good. We will be getting on with the speech, with the address. We will be doing that as soon as I get the signal that we are ready. We will get on with that. But they seem to still be having one or two issues with the network. But we're gonna wait for them to solve that problem. It's very important that they solve the problem. Otherwise, it's gonna be glitchy when they are transmitting. Yes, guys. Yes. Just in case you forget, go and subscribe to the TIB TV Global TV. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just got a confirmation that they are ready from our Abuja studios, and it's a pleasure to bring in Mr. President, the convener of the Take It Back movement, and also the convener of the Revolution Now movement, and the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. Good to have you again, sir.
Thank you. Um, this is 2023, and this is our year to define our
2022,
complete.
sir.
2022 is the year to define and complete the Nigeria's revolution that we started in 2018. There's always a time that we do not have to move with the waves, a time not to swim with the tides, nor dance with currents, a time to make decisions that will determine the moments to come, time to decide how long the system will keep running, time that decides how long a slave will be a slave. It's also decide when the oppressed will throw their chains into oblivion forever. We have been on the side of the history for the larger part of our political life. We have spoken when many others have been shut up. We have been standing when millions have been cowed and kept down on their knees. The system really wants us to be divided along ethnic, religious, and such other sentiments, other political, social, and economic, that could tell that there's no unity of the oppressed. But we are here to say that an end has come to the Nigerian oppression as we know it and as we have always fought it. But this is a decisive year, the new year of 2022. This is why the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari could not take care of his own people, even though they used ethnicity as a way of garnering support and blindfolding their own people. Before him, as you guys are aware, there was a Goodluck Jonathan who could not resolve the Niger Delta crisis. He could not construct a bridge to the southeastern part of the country, what is now known as the Second Niger Bridge. Before Goodluck Jonathan, there was an Olusegun Obasanjo who was the president of Nigeria, who had no positive impact on his own part of the country. And this is what they've always been. They are a set of rogues, set of fascist leaders who have held Nigeria to ransom up until today. In 2021, there was a consolidation of this impending revolution that we're talking about. And those of you who have followed us, and 2021 in particular, can tell, categorically that we had a refreshing year. It was a year that we decided that the very wicked get away unchallenged. It was a year that we started with a crossover night vigil that landed me and some of my colleagues in detention for 11 days. That led me with a broken nose that you are seeing today permanently on my face. This vigil was done nationally, and it was done with such act of bravery that crystallized with strategic battles between the oppressed. Our comrades turned the entire year to a revolutionary engagement. And this engagement transpired across the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. And it led not only our leaders in a defensive state, but it actually led to the destruction of what used to be the myth of the dictatorship in Nigeria. You have heard about the occupied Lekki toll gates, mass actions. You heard about not bleeding mass action that we ended the year with. And it showed to us that our oppressors who have used divisive actions failed completely, because we were able to fight from the south to the north, from the east to the west. And sometimes people tell us protests don't work. Some of them support rallies or boycott, but they keep saying the strategies of the oppressed is the most important thing. The oppressor should not tell you how to fight back. And they should not brainwash you by saying that protests don't work, because protests actually do work. If they don't work, the oppressors in Nigeria will not be so scared of even 5-man protests whenever they're about to happen. But we have been able to show to them, our comrades almost across the country and the world have presented themselves out of the realities and the trajectories of our struggle. Many in the light of the Biafran struggles agree with the fact that what is needed is a battle intervention, while most of us still believe at these junctions the electoral intervention might help Nigeria. If the methods of agitation do not quicken the revolution from below, we will all stand defeated. So to fight for self-determination, we must be ready for a major revolt. This is why the Biafran struggle had more political impact during and after NSAS protests than before, because there was a national revolt that empowered the struggle in the Southeast. The Yoruba national agitation also was renewed after NSAS. But in all, the persecution and the trials of the self-determination struggles and the leaders like Sunday Igboho Maxim Nnamdi Kanu, the rulers' fear of NSAS movement and more. It was why we were shocked when the North, we were not shocked, sorry, when the North is bleeding protest broke out. Yet, they never see anything. Youths in the North have risen, and all over is needed, all energy is needed in cementing our comrades all over the North to synchronize with those in the South. And we must say here that those who are saying that people in the North should be allowed to die simply because they did not participate in one struggle or the other should understand that our destinies are tied together. And you are seeing it already. We have always said it. That it's a matter of time before these groups come together. That is the group from the South, from the North, from the self-determination groups, from the religiously persecuted groups. All these people are going to come together one day. And we are here as the leader of revolution declared already in Nigeria to take this battle to the front, to the front lines and to the doorsteps of the oppressors of our people across Nigeria. The past 2 decades have twice shown that the oppression is very effective when everybody hands or all hands are on board. Fighting for a prosperous and democratic Nigeria. One major lesson that I learned as one of the fighters in all these major battles is that the oppressed people are really angry, but they do not have solidarity sometimes, and they do not have clarity to unite and go to battle together. This is why we have been here all the time, speaking to people who are going in different directions from time to time, that even while we believe that it is their right to fight whichever way they want, we must have the clarity that until the oppressed come together, united, not playing into the hands of the oppressor who divide us with different strategies, we are not going to win these battles very easily. So, as you have seen with Revolution Now, with Take It Back movement, and our political party, the African Action Congress, we are usually the quickest to enter into unconditional solidarity when our people are oppressed in IPOB. We are the quickest to enter into unconditional solidarity when the Yoruba Nation agitators are arrested or they are extrajudicially murdered. We are the quickest without holding back to solidarize with Shiites and ensure that their leaders are not killed, oppressed, or even their members are not extrajudicially murdered as the government would like to do. We have also further exposed to the world that there's no genuine person, interest, or group that is safe under tyranny. We must be standing with all oppressed people as our unity further divides and bastardize our oppressors. So there's an incoming issue of fuel hike, for instance, and many are already preparing to resist. We must all start now to prepare against the Buhari regime over their determination or decision to increase the fuel prices across the country, because this is going to sound a death knell on our people. If they're allowed to increase the prices of petroleum products, which they claim they have been subsidizing, you have nothing left in this country. There will be nothing left to eat, there's nothing left to breathe. So be prepared. Be prepared. As revolutionaries, we will not be caught unawares. You can trust us on that. But we must deepen our solidarity with the working class so we can have the capacity and the audacity to take on the labor bureaucracy as at when it's needed. When you talk about labor bureaucracy in Nigeria, we can tell you categorically that the Nigerian Labour Congress is almost an appendage of the Nigerian government. So you cannot trust them. So we must have our own independent way of resistance, so that when they come in and they try to sell us out, we will not cave in. We will continue the struggle. And we must stand with ASU and social and patriotic unions that want a better Nigeria, demand for a better welfare for all. And these struggles will show to the so-called rulers that we are never interested in what will not bring about a social welfare for the people of Nigeria, and not the one that has always fueled the big budgets that you see. That is the social welfare for the privileged. We must never allow any further increment in fuel prices. We are saying it here categorically today. We are making a declaration that if they increase fuel prices, they have dared us, and we will resist with all the energy in our arsenal. And when we say this, they understand what we are saying. Well, let me also quickly address the issue of our party and the need to radically engage elections in 2023. A lot of people have been asking, and I'm sure those of you who are watching and commenting know this. A lot of people have been asking, what are you guys doing next? When are you going to declare for the presidency? Well, let us maintain that truly change Nigeria. The elections present a time to fight, but the Nigerian electoral process is full of illusions. So the battles over direct, for instance, the battle over direct and indirect primaries is some stupid argument that is premised on how the rulers in the two or the major political parties rig their internal primaries. In the first place, the independence of political parties is being trampled upon by the new electoral bill on doing interventions in party primaries. It should not be the duty of the electoral bill to determine how parties elect their leaders. That's the duty of the political parties. But the reason why they are interested in that distraction is that they do not want you to focus on the most important aspect of the Electoral Act, which is ensuring that all the activities that are engaged in in our elections should be done electronically. If, for instance, you go to India, elections of over 1 billion people are held within 5 to 6 hours, you get the results. How is it that Nigeria cannot produce results of election in a state as small as Anambra within such a short period of time? These are the things that we want people to understand. It's the reason why you have not this whole electoral bill issue, because we understand that the leaders, the rulers of Nigeria are in cahoots with the so-called Independent National Electoral Commission, which is now completely populated by people nominated by the ruling party, the APC, the All Progressive Congress, or as people like to call them, all prominent. So we have not engaged in this argument because we know that it's subterfuge, it's diversionary. So we must then keep calling on all the oppressed people in Nigeria to join the revolutionary party of the day, which is the African Action Congress. And through a movement known as the Take It Back movement, which you are all aware of, we need all of you to come together and start battling these spineless, criminal, and cowardly rogue leaders in Nigeria. That we can show, as the people of Nigeria, that we are the owners of Nigeria. So I therefore call on many of our friends and comrades who are yet to be committed to the party to start building now. We need to start as early as possible. And we do not have the resources and the capacity that some of these criminal rulers have in their arsenal. But let me tell you something. You know how we did it in 2018, how with little resources and donations from all our people, we were able to fight very strongly and disgrace and demystify several of these money bags within our political system. So we have a world to win, but don't let us deceive ourselves. We are not going to win in 2023 by waiting for the elections to happen on the terms of our own oppressors. We must do it by ensuring that we introduce revolutionary politics to Nigeria. We must ensure that we challenge every aspect of the fraud that has become part and parcel of the Nigerian political system. And we are here on the ground to make sure this happens in 2022. While millions of our people are happy and partying, let us all know that the heavy borrowing that the Buhari regime is engaging in is so terrible that so many of our children and children's children, generations to come, will not be able to solve the Nigerian debt crisis. In fact, if we are not careful, by the time Buhari leaves power, which we will ensure happens as soon as possible, Nigeria would have been mortgaged to either China, the IMF, or the World Bank. There may not be a country called Nigeria again. We would have owed so many of these rogue loan sharks that we may not have a country we can call our own. So let all eyes be open while the New Year's celebrations are going on. And I can guarantee you that the New Year's will be the celebration will be very, very short this year. We're not making a prediction. It is because poverty is about to become very endemic. The value of the naira is gone. The so-called minimum wage cannot take any worker home, and we are at the mercy of one of the most corrupt governments in the history of this country. And apart from being corrupt, this is one of the most dishonest regimes that we've ever had in a country called Nigeria. I mean, I've never found a regime that is not dishonest, but this one has taken it to a higher notch. So don't let us deceive you that our struggle as it is, and as we've always explained to you, is beyond the shores of Nigeria. We have a world to win on the continent of Africa, and we have a world to win beyond the continent of Africa. Like the same song of Bob Marley, where he sang about Zimbabwe, where he said, arms in arms, with arms we will win. That is one of the most popular tracks that Bob Marley ever sang. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you again into the New Year's. And what I've tried to do in the last few minutes before now is to give you a holistic understanding of where we are going in 2022. And we would like to hear from all of you interactively regarding what you think, and if you have any questions, comments, let's try and make it short and interact here on this platform and ensure that we get ourselves very ready for the task ahead in 2022 and beyond. So many of you like to ask about 2023, and you know our paramount answer. How do we get to 2023 without getting past 2021 solidly and getting past 2022 where we are now, and ensuring that the people who are making it a duty to ensure that you don't survive beyond this period are defeated before then. Thank you so much for listening, and I will take further questions uh, going forward. Thank you so much for listening and watching our broadcast now. Yes, Dr. Chidi, you are there. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking that quick uh, that quick broadcast, and we can now go ahead. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. President. That was a very insightful rundown of the year 2021 in review, and a quick direction of what we are going to be seeing in the coming year 2020, in the year that we already entered, 20, because already there, 2022. One thing you said is that the New Year celebration is going to be short lived because poverty is waiting at the corner, and
Yes.
it's never been this bad. Okay, one quick question that we have out there already. Somebody said, "What about the rogue?" I don't know how he put it. He said the rogue and the thief, Ezenwa, and AAC party. Somebody wants to know about the party and what Ezenwa was trying to do with the party. I'm going to take a caller, but go ahead and answer the question.
We
Come
do
on the
not
line,
have
please.
any problem with the control of our party, and whomever the state is using, they realize that those characters can no longer hold us down. So by later this year, I think some conclusions will be made regarding a court case that we had established. But already, these characters are falling apart. From what we learned recently, he was removed from one of the positions that the state put him in as the chairman of the so-called inter-party uh, group. That's an organization of political parties that he claims to be heading. He was voted out of the place because they have realized that he can no longer help them in the uh, in the course of trying to hijack the party. But let me say that the party is in great shape. Uh, they are trying very hard to hijack the party, but we have resisted this, and we will continue to resist this. We've been resisting it in court, and we will also physically resist it through direct, peaceful action against INEC and the Nigerian government.
Thank you very much. I have a caller on the line. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you, Doctor. This is Ayo. I'm calling from New Jersey. I don't have a question. I just want to appreciate Comrade Omoyele Sowore for all he does for the people. Um, like I said, I don't know have a question. I just want to hear his voice. Last year, I spoke to him with the other comrade, Adeyeye. It's very good to hear his voice again on the 4th of 2022. He's a strong man. He gives us the encouragement, and we are solidly behind him. That's all I've got to say. Thank you, and have a good year.
All right, thank you very much. I think he heard you loud and clear.
Yeah, I heard you, and I want to use this opportunity to wish you a happy new year, if you can be happy. It's very difficult to be happy when you have mass anger, hunger, starvation, and insecurity. People are just unsure of what's going to happen next, including in Abuja, where you have the national capital, the place that I like to call the federal capital of thieves, FCT as they call it. So, but to also assure Ayo and other people watching us today that we will be regularly communicating with you. We're working to reinstate what is usually known as the our time on the couch. So that is going on, but we don't have a date yet. But you be on the lookout for those platforms where we constantly reach you. And we want to also encourage you all to keep in touch with us. We can defeat these people, and the period for their defeat is here. There's no question about it. If you followed us in 2021, starting from the beginning of the year, you would not think that we will make it to 2022 January, because it was in 2021 January that my nose was broken. In 2021, I was arrested, detained. The judges that were handling my case abandoned the case, ran away. It was in 2021 that they constantly started arresting people. They went to Igboho's house, shot and killed people, brought them to Abuja. We were the ones that went to court and challenged them with their DSS who were wearing hood and carrying massive weapons. When Namdi Kanu was brought back, we protested against it, and we go to court every day. Each time I go to court or we go to court, they attack us. They break my glasses. They want to hurt us really bad. It was in 2021 in June that we had a protest, that we aligned with the Shiites. And a few days later, the Shiite leader that had been detained for how many years, 5 or 6 years, was released. So if we hadn't been on the ground resisting the evil of the Buhari regime, I cannot tell you where Nigeria will be today. And I'm not doing it alone. I want to appreciate all the young people who risk their lives across Nigeria, across even the world, whenever we call upon them or we agree to collaborate to resist these characters who are ruining Nigeria. And we call on you once again in 2022 that this is the year that we are breaking the chains of oppression completely. This is the year that we want to complete the revolution that we started, that they said was a joke in 2019. By now,
Uh,
nobody is thinking it's a joke anymore.
hold on.
Thank
Hold on.
you. Thank
Okay, I have a caller on the line. This is one of our very powerful comrades. I'll let her introduce herself and tell us where she's calling from.
Well, Dr. Chidi, and Happy New Year to you and your beautiful family.
Yes, we have Mr. Oh, I thought we have Mr. President on the line. We're actually live.
Yes.
Okay, see it. I'm watching.
Okay, so
right.
you're calling into the program directly. He's listening to you.
Yeah, it's okay. I want to call it to the program.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just excuse my voice. I've been down a little bit. But that being said, I just want to tell Sowore to keep
Please,
grounded.
kindly introduce yourself so we know who is speaking.
Okay, this is Angela Oriaki of Boston, Massachusetts. You guys know, I'm with Sowore 300%. If there's a 300%, that's where I'm at. And I will want to thank him for all he has done 2021 and all he's continued to do. We want to thank him for all the bullet he has taken for all of us. We're grateful, and I want to wish him a happy new year with the family. But I also want to ask him, because I keep getting these calls, people asking me if there's a ward in Edo State. I say, yes, there have to be AAC ward. So I told them, right now I'm really very busy because of I have a state inspection in my building, so I'm not really too current with the with everything right now. So I told them I will actually reach out to you, but now this is a free platform for all of them to hear and to know what's going on with the Edo State, the AAC Edo State chapter. Thank you so much, Sowore, Mr. Sowore. You are a hero and you're the best. Go ahead, Dr. Chidi.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. President.
I want to thank you also, Angela, for the great works that you do. I haven't been able to come on your show frequently as I used to because there's always something to fight for on the ground here. And as most of you also know, this was a very, very tough year for me on a personal level. My brother was shot and killed in Edo State on his way back from school in 2021. My mother had a stroke, and I think I mentioned this to some of you before on the show. So I had to be juggling with these personal family tragedies. And in addition to that, having been removed from my wife and kids for over 2 years now, it's it takes its own toll. But it was such an interesting thing that we kept moving, and we must keep moving until we arrive at the final revolutionary destination. And so many people are mentioning things that we did in 2021. We can't count, you know. Somebody just brought our attention to the fact that we fought for our FACA students that were kidnapped, and when we went out there to protest, they were forced to release them the next day in Kaduna State. So we've done so many things and so much that we things we never thought we could do. From the position that they try to put us, we even did way more than that, to the point that it got to a point where people, even law enforcement officers, were saying that it was an error for Buhari to have kept Sowore in Abuja. Nobody kept me here. I decided that it was time to be home to fight the good fight. And I'm glad that I've had your support. It's a privilege. I keep saying this. It's a privilege to be one person in the middle of 200 and something million people, to be accepted to fight on behalf of people who have suffered and who continue to suffer. You know, that any little thing that we're able to do with your help, with your support, I see it as a privilege. So it's the reason why I'm very open and accepting of, what the government does to me when they put me in jail, and when they try to blackmail me, when they trail me around in Abuja, when they break into, when they, attack me physically, and when they are not doing that, they are also using the internet to attack us. They troll on my platform, but I tell myself, if all these things are not happening, you're not doing a good job. So thank you so much, Angela. I just want to thank you. And I want to thank several others. So many of you who, each time we reach out to you, or we don't even reach out to you, you support whatever we are doing on the ground. Some of you who, without meeting us before, organize on your own to fight the fights that are needed to be fought. And going forward, it has been established that if there's nothing at all called opposition in Nigeria, nobody can claim that we're not. We have formed a formidable opposition to a tyrannical regime. We have defeated them in several ways, even in their courtrooms. You heard last year, towards the end of last year, when a judge decided that their collection of my private phone devices was illegal, and they were supposed to pay some damages to me, which I've refused to pay, by the way, and they refused to return my phones. But I've told them when the time comes, we will get more than phones from them. They will pay for these things, not by just returning the phones, but we will ensure that no citizen of Nigeria is treated this way again. We will get to a point which we have already stated, in where we draw a line in the sand. And you can only achieve this when you fight oppression in a way that you're not afraid of all these cowards and rogues running Nigeria.
Okay. So she was asking about whether there's still AAC in Edo
There
State.
is a seen in Edo State. In fact, they just had their state get together this year. A lot of the states had get together. So, and I'm sure an AAC leader must be watching us from Edo State, and they can put in their comments there. But AAC is very, very much alive in Edo State, and we will, like I said, a lot of programming will come in 2022 that will, enable people to understand more and better about these political activities that are going on across the country. But what we didn't want to do as a political movement is to focus only on registration of party members when the country is falling apart. So wherever it is needed for us to go and fight for people in the north who I'm sure cannot register for elections because bandits are killing them in droves, we fight for them. When it's time to fight for our southeastern brothers who are being killed extrajudicially, detained in army barracks across the country, we go out there and fight. whenever it is time to even fight for soldiers who are themselves oppressed by their seniors, like the young lady who was detained for accepting a marriage proposal. It is that bad in Nigeria. We had to fight. We fight all these fights, and we hope and understand that our people also understand why the focus is on the revolution right now. Um, yeah, so there's just so many of these things. I see some of our colleagues mentioning battles that we fought this year with lawyers, with our colleagues, comrades. It is unbelievable. But this wouldn't have been possible if you guys hadn't been there on a daily basis doing whatever you can, either directly or indirectly, to stem the tide of oppression and tyranny in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. President. There's been so much that was done in the past year, and because the focus was not in building up a resume, you don't even remember them. Just you have to be reminded of this thing. Someone just posted that we also fought for the NSAS protester, the woman who was pregnant in Akure, where we also fought for her to get released, and so many other things that happened all around the world as a result of our activities. And on behalf of all of us, we just want to thank you, like Angela said, for taking the bullet literally for everybody, and you kept doing what you kept doing. Um, I think there's a lot that people have been, there's a lot of comments that people have made. There's not much questions that they have because, I mean, anybody who is online has seen our activities. Nothing was hidden. In fact, we became the only opposition that the government had to deal with. There was no other person that was talking, no other person was acting. So anybody who said they didn't know what we were doing, that person maybe was not online. So we really want to thank you for coming. Okay, I have a caller. I thought we were done. Okay, caller on the line. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Happy
day.
New Year to Mr. Chidi. Happy New Year to Mr. Omoyele Sowore and to every Nigeria home and abroad.
Okay.
My name is Monday. I'm calling from Italy in Europe. I'm glad to hear Mr. Omoyele Sowore addressing us today. Even though he didn't address us, I always want to hear his address. It's everyday things for me. I go to his profile to hear his update. How is he and what he has for us to what he has to say to us. But I want to say a very big thank you to him because he has given us more reason to be hopeful in Nigeria, even though we are not happy about the Nigeria. But with him and God, we believe our hope soon it will manifest. Thank you very much. Mr. Shidi, we also miss you and we thank God for your sound health. You recover now Sunday. Thank God for your life also and to your entire team. God bless, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Well, this caller doesn't have a question. He just wants to thank you for the things that you're doing. And
Yeah. I also want to thank you, Dr. Chidi. We take so many of these things for granted. We take it for granted that you wake up every day, you don't sleep, you keep pushing information out there. There are times that for those of us who are on the battlefront here or the front lines here, our phones are seized, we're shot at, we have no means of communicating to the outside world. And I'll hear from someone that Dr. Shidi is already live. And we're wondering, how did you know that I've been shot? They said, well, he just called us and he's already live and making this information available. We take for granted the amount of energy, the sacrifices people like you make. And I want to thank you for the work that you've been doing and we're sure you continue to do. Part of the reason why we didn't come here to wheel out who we saved and didn't save in 2021 or even before then, today, is because you cannot be claiming victory in a battle that is still actively on. We're entered into 2022. Buhari has not changed. Buhari has not left. And they are planning to put in our political system criminals and cowards. When we say criminals, we can say categorically that the likes of the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, is not only a criminal but a tired one for that matter. Or an Atiku, whose only achievement when he was in government was to create a private university while they were closing down universities at the public university. These are criminals who were even, indicted openly. And for us to now want to replace, this very tired, criminally minded Buhari with them, we are in trouble. And some are even mentioning Oshibajo, who is the greatest coward to have walked the surface of the earth. And when I'm saying this, Dr. Chidi, I'm here with them in Abuja, I'm here with them in Nigeria. I always challenge them. If I say something against you and you think it's not true, take me to court. I'll go there, like Fela used to say, I'll open book for you. I can say it anywhere that Oshibajo is a coward. Coward. I can say it anywhere that Bola Tinubu is a thief. I can say it anywhere because a person who in 1999, who I met for the first time and the last time in 1999, who was wearing sandals, and couldn't even properly rub cream on his skin, was looking haggard, who now has 3 private jets without a source of income. You don't need to be told that he's a thief. Or is it Atiku, who his former boss, Obasanjo, openly indicted of stealing monies meant for the Nigerian people and using them to create universities across Nigeria, their own university, including Obasanjo himself. These are the people these organized criminals running Nigeria, or the owners of Nigeria, as a friend of mine used to call them, are planning to impose on our people again. So it's very important that as we are wrapping up today, because we will be back, we engage with you on a daily basis, but this is a special kind of interactive session, that Nigerians don't come back and tell us that we should allow them to vote thieves in again because the thieves have experience in stealing. And when Nigeria start going down again, you now start calling on us that the thieves you voted in, you want us to help us unseat them because it's our job to be unseating thieves. Whereas when we present ourselves to you as credible and we throw our hands open, we challenge anybody. If you've ever seen us steal before, if you've ever seen us been engaged in contract before, ever begged anybody for anything, you say, no, yeah, it's true, you are not a thief, but you have no experience. It's true, you are not a thief, but you are not old enough. It's true, you are not a thief, but you should go to the Senate where we put invalids, thieves, criminals as president of Nigeria. These are some of the conversation we'll be having going forward, because these things are very, very, very important. And you know me, whether I'm in America or in Australia or in South Africa, I will say my mind. Even if you point a gun to my head, I'll say my mind. One journalist asked me recently, said, "Oh, don't you think you're going to get into trouble because you keep talking about the revolution?" And I said, everything that I've said about the revolution has been read into a court record. It's on record. It's filed in court. You can go and obtain a copy of my written statement. When I was at the DSS for 5 months, I kept telling them, if they wake me up at night, I say revolution now. If I'm going to bed, I say revolution now. When they release me first time, I say revolution now. When they abducted me again, I say revolution now. When they release me again, they say revolution now. Now they're asking me which date are we having a revolution. I said, now we are talking. And it will be very soon. But Dr. Chidi, we must seek your permission to end the
Okay,
broadcast.
let's take this last call. I kept him on hold. This will be our last. This will be our last. Although there was somebody else calling in, but please make your question very, very sharp. Okay.
Okay, you make me Mr. Chidi, like Mr. President, Mr. Sowore.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jeffrey. I'm calling from Italy. So actually, my question is to the president because we in diaspora, in Nigerian diaspora, we always follow.
We lost that. I don't.
Majority of the people in Nigeria, they don't have lights to charge their phone, talkless of having data overflow to follow the program of BBC. So I would like to know what is the strategy for next year to be able to mobilize the people for the upcoming election? Because that's a very key issue. Mobilize the people is more very vital. Because like the previous election, I know the percentage people in the diaspora try to convince the people when you call them in Nigeria, but many of them don't know the party. So it's called AAC. What is AAC? They don't even know. So I think a lot needs to be done to mobilize the grassroots in all the world and all the states of the country. So that's my opinion. So happy New Year, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Chidi, since this is the last call, before I address the issue of mobilization, I want to mention that one of our brothers has been languishing in detention simply because he made a banter on Twitter. His name is Solomon Akuma. A judge in November even said that the charges against him were not properly filed and threw out the charges, but she refused. One justice, Ogumba, they refused to release him. And when he appeared in court for his final bail in December, she tried to force him to take another plea from the same illegal charge that was profiled against him. Um, there are plenty of people who are hearing are still in detention who participated in ENSA. Some of them were even recently released in December. And we have 11 of those people in Oyo State in particular who are being tried falsely for offenses they did not commit. And this is why you should be careful about Nigerian politicians. There's a babyface crook in Oyo State. What's his name again? Huh? Yeah, Makinde, who is always acting like a very nice person, and they know how to package themselves. And this guy has been prosecuting, the Oyo State government is prosecuting 11 NSAS protesters that did not commit any crime. So we'll be working to make sure that this person is released. And let me use this opportunity to do something a little different as well, which is one of our big members who is also here online with us, Jenny B. Today's her birthday. I do birthday shout out. So Jenny B, happy birthday too. To you, and thank you for the great job that you do for us. Having said that, the last question was addressing the issue of mobilization of persons. I don't think we
Sorry,
leave anybody in doubt.
somebody also said we didn't address his question. We don't know what question you say we did not address, but just to let you know, there is no question that we have avoided. If you want, you can ask the question again.
If there's any question we didn't address today, we will address it tomorrow.
Yeah, just another day. Okay, go
we'll
ahead.
Be back here.
Yeah, sure.
We'll engage more. So what I wanted to say to the brother who said, how do we mobilize people? Is that not to look, because one of our problems, one of the big problem we have in analyzing Nigeria problem is we kind of mislabel what these criminal politicians are doing as mobilization. If you know what they are doing this December, money that is stole from the people, they are giving a fraction of them, like giving them bags of rice, is it oil, onion? But you can imagine that in 2020, these same criminals had warehouses stocked with palliatives for COVID-19 and didn't give it to the people. They now rebranded some of those products and they're giving them out now for political reasons. If that's what people think is mobilization, is not mobilized. That's not mobilization. That's thievery. That's robbery. That is criminal deception of the public. But when it comes to mobilizing people for the real social political issues in the country, I don't think there's anybody who does a better job than us in terms of that. Even those who had been shielding Buhari over these years because he's a northerner have come to the realization that we have done a better job, even on behalf of people who are supporting Buhari and his people when they run into problems. They run to us. But today is not the day for braggadocio. What we are here to say is that in your minds, in our minds, and in our deeds, we want to create a new standard for getting rid of these political vermins from our social political life. And we want and need your help. Mobilization is very easy. Tell people we don't want to continue like this anymore. That's the hashtag I started using from January 1. We can't continue like this. Tell them that. Tell them if they vote for thieves, thieves will steal their stuff. They'll steal their future. They'll steal scholarships meant for their children. They'll steal drugs meant for healthcare. They will steal money meant for building roads and bridges. They will steal money meant for water, potable water, and then package the water kind of water I've ever seen in my life. They will steal your national assets, use it to build for themselves, and then borrow to pay salaries. If you want to discontinue this, your options are very, very clear because we have all built our reputations around who we are. The thieves have done their own and they've done their worst. Let nobody come and tell us that, oh, I am sorry, we just need Atiku to do another 8 years. You know, if they take another 8 years away from you, you are finished. Because for them, they always come back for the unfinished business. And if you're in doubt of this, those of you who are always doubting how we can do this, how did they do it in Peru 2 weeks ago? That they voted for a guy that was living in an apartment. As the only position he's ever had, or mostly had, was a student union leader in Peru. He's 35 years old. If you are not cursed, why would you ask decent people to go to the Senate and become councillors and local government chairman while you are applied to have the most indecent characters in your country to lead or be elected to the most important position in the country? That's where I don't get it sometimes from Nigerians, because the options are very clear now. All these people who are planning to take over power, they will do you worse than you've ever been before. Those who will never cheat you, we're here. And it's up to you to decide. On that note, Dr. Chidi, thank you so much. We will discuss the details from time to time this year. Like we said, we've been at the war front since 2019. We're still at the war front, but you'll be hearing more from us so that we can have these interactive conversations. But even when you don't hear from us, please continue to spread, as I say, the gospel of freedom, liberty, and revolution.
Yes, revolution.
Now,
thank you so much, Mr. President. This is the beginning of great things to happen this year. And
yes,
this is what we promised the people. And I'm glad that we delivered. We told them a lot of people thought that things had quietened down. I promised them, no, 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 no. In fact, a lot has been going on in the background, a lot of efforts. I think this is a good time to talk about it. Just so you know, somebody was asking your opinion about the Biafra agitators and the Dudua agitators. Well, maybe they didn't hear, but just to let people know that a lot of work, and when I say a lot of work, tremendous work is being done by Mr. Omoyele Sowore to facilitate anything that will bring about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And in the same vein, as was demonstrated in all the times Whenever the case was called up, he was there in court. In fact, he mobilized all those musical groups that you guys saw there. So some people didn't even know that it was Omoyele Sowore that brought them to the court. Some people didn't know that. And then for Sunday Igboho, all the when they came to court, the Oduduwa people, he was there, and in the background, legal gymnastics, as it were, is happening that cannot be mentioned in the public. So there's a lot that is going on. All you have to do is just keep doing your best to support the good work that is going on. Okay, let us focus on what we can do. There is a lot that we can do. The people that are already working are doing so much. Someone is on the phone. As you guys can see, Mr. President needed to leave. I'm sure maybe something was running out. That's why he wanted us to release him. But he's gone now. But I think he has done most of what he came to do, and we appreciate him. If we're not able to have him back, I must say that we have been lucky to have him stay that long. You know how it is in Nigeria. Everything is a project. It is a project for him to even join this conversation. So we want to appreciate him. There's a caller on the line. I'm just going to take your call, and maybe I'll be able to do justice to the question you had for Mr. President. So go ahead, tell me your name, and then let's hear your question. And then we'll close with that. Oh, he actually went off, but he was trying to ask me before I told him I needed to go back and close the show. He was asking me what are we doing about our members all over the world. I guess he was talking about the Take It Back movement. Well, if anybody in any part of the world is close to the Take It Back movement or the Take It Back family, you will understand that a lot has also been going on in reaching our people and intervening in what they are going through. So please, if you have any assistance with whatever you're going through in any part of the country or the continent, reach out to any of us and we'll be able to direct you appropriately. We have a directorate in Europe, we have a directorate in UK, we have a directorate in Australia, Australia. That's the Igbo man in me. We have a directorate in Australia. We have one in the United States. We have one in Canada, and we have in South Africa too. So please, let's just keep pushing. And this year, I hope that I hope that this year we will achieve what we're all fighting for. At this point, I'd like to thank every one of you, and on behalf of the TIB TV, by the way, make sure you subscribe. There's lots that is coming your way. Go and subscribe. Look at the thing there in the ticker tape. You'll see, just go and look for TIB TV. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, give us a thumbs up, and get ready to go full speed with us this year. My name is Dr. Chidi, and I'd like to thank you for joining this broadcast. God bless you guys, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye from here.